It's 8 o'clock and it's Monday night. Welcome to the UK&I Skip Barber series as we're here for week 9 of the championship. It's the Mid-Ohio Sports Car course. It's dark, it's cloudy, and it's really warm. This bodes well. Join us in just a few moments. Week 9 of the UK&I Skip Barber series rolls around here in Lexington, Ohio for the Mid-Ohio Sports Car course race. Richard Whiteford joining you tonight with Linus Brostrom and Connery Maddock back for round 2. We liked him so much last week we thought he'd give him a second chance. Well, guys, qualifying underway, qualifying nearly complete here. This race is looking like it's going to be really exciting.
Yeah, it certainly is. We got high temperatures, cloud covers, and big grid, tight track. It's going to be a very, very good race today.
Yes, Connery, these times, very close. Tom Ward on pole at the moment. Can anyone beat him?
Well, Fahim is quite close to him, but to the rest of the field, he's still a couple of temps off in qualifying. So we still got about a minute and a half of qualifying here. The checkered flag is out. Let's see if anyone can beat him.
We'll find out very soon whether that can actually happen, but some interesting positions. Raymond Norris up in P3, Brendan O'Brien in 4th, Mick Watson in P5, Adcock in 6th. He's normally pretty fast, so this is somewhat of an inverted grid. We're seeing Benny Simonson down in 15th place. This is kind of interesting, Linus, as we wind down those final few moments. A lot of drivers out of position. This could be very different.
Yeah, we see a lot of drivers out of position, but then again, P1 to P19 is within 1 second, and usually we see the gap from 1st to 5th being about 1 second, so that could be one reason why we're seeing this. And if they can keep the times being this tight all day long, we're in for one of the best races so far this season.
We certainly are, and as drivers get ready now for the end of qualifying and the start of this 15-lap race tonight. Well, Mid-Ohio, it's a varied course. Linus, of course, you probably know this place better than Connery, who hasn't driven here, but challenging track, some fast sections, but some very tricky corners to get right.
Yeah, we got some good straights early on, with some tight but still pretty fast corners, and then you get into the very, very twisty bit towards the middle, get a straight coming up towards the end, and then the last couple of corners where if you get that a little bit wrong, you're in the grass and you're going to lose a ton of positions. So you need to be on your best all day long, otherwise you're going to fall through the field fast.
You certainly are. And a quick glance at the season standings, it's Stuart Adcock leading by 1 point. One solitary point separate him and Fahim Antonides. But on the grid tonight, well, Fahim Antonides starting second at the moment. Stuart Adcock, well, he's starting in 6th. This could be very, very important to the championship hopes of Fahim Antonides and Stuart Adcock. But they are run away from P3, who is sitting back on 93 points. So, Ryan Walker, good work, but we're going to go to the grid now as we have the field starting to stack up on your starting grid. Tom Ward takes pole with a 35.196. Fahim Antonides is second on his outside. Row 2 is Raymond Norris and Brendan O'Brien. Row 3, Mick Watson and Stuart Adcock, a long way back from usual. Row 4, Mark Turner and Adam Dodd, Clark Williams and Ryan G. Walker, your third place championship driver, starting in row 5. Rest of those positions up on your screen as now we get ready at the green flag here for 15 laps of what I expect to be absolutely boiling action, Connery. That was the cue for you to talk, Connery, but we'll pass it to Linus instead. Linus, to be furious.
Yeah, it's going to be a very, very interesting start, but I think if Tom Ward gets away good, he's going to have the lead, but then on the long straights, the draft is going to come into place. I think Fahim will have the lead, unless he's being too cautious, but I think there's a good chance he'll have the lead coming down the second straight.
That is certainly possible, and well, we're going to have to find out what happens here in this race as we get ready for the green flag to fly here. Rest of your cars filling out the starting grid, and it's going to be a big one. So, looking forward to the start of this one, and, well, it's going to be a huge, huge grid here. Looking at 32 cars taking the field today, and not a lot of room for all of them. So, just a few moments' time, Tom Ward will be getting that green flag on the starter stand there. In fact, he is now. The lights are on. Green flag is out. We're racing at Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. Good start by Tom Ward. Human tonight is not so good. Up the inside will look Raymond Norris. Club 100 machine has, or had a wheel there. It will go to Antonides, so for second. Too wide behind them is Stuart Adcock there as we look back through the field. A lot of too wide racing. Alec Patterson there running back with, I believe that's Matthew Jacobs alongside him as the field clears turn 1. Turn 2 for the first time. A lot of too wide racing with room for everybody. Patient driving at the start of this one, Linus.
Yeah, just like we always do in this series, we see a very, very good start and not a lot of crashing, but we got someone spinning in turn 2, he's on the inside grass and he's getting going again, but again, no big crashes, and that's a very common thing to see in this series. They're very, very well behaved, and here we see Antonides coming for that lead, coming down the second straight, but he's not going to get there quite yet.
He's not, no, he's on the outside as we head through turn 4, and that is definitely a place you want to make sure you have braked enough. Otherwise you end up in that very big gravel trap as the field heads down through, partway through lap number 1 here. And it's going to be exciting, Connery. This is a very well behaved field.
Yeah, very well behaved so far, but I don't know how long Fahim wants to stay behind Tom. But he also has pressure from Raymond behind, so this will be a exciting race up front.
Certainly is, and one of those drivers we're looking at already is Stuart Adcock, who's found his way up to 4th already, Linus. He's made no errors so far. He's definitely not wasted time getting up there.
No, he wants to get up to the front. He was probably a bit disappointed with his qualifying, but he's moving now, and Antonides will have to watch out. If he doesn't get in the lead soon, he's going to have Adcock all over the back of him. And also John Jenkins have fallen out of the race for some reason.
He has. I believe he was the car that spun in turn number 2. Short race for him, only 2 corners long as we start the second lap here. Tom Ward, Antonides, Norris and Adcock, your top 4. Brendan O'Brien and Mick Watson rounding out the top 6 there. Mark Turner, Clark Williams, Adam Dodd, Ryan Walker still in your top 10. Ryan Walker not moved so far from his qualifying spot. But behind them, some exciting racing there as Chris Malcolm was 2 wide with Bill Fraser, not Bill Fisher. 2 different Bills, Connery. Hopefully this one does fit the bill.
Yeah, very indeed. This is going to be a close battle in this mid-pack, actually. Just like we had at Okayama, the front was quite spread out. But
actually, sorry, just looking at the lead, actually, Connery, as Antonides had the line. He ran around the outside of 4, as you have to do, holds the inside for turn 5, and he will take the lead from Tom Ward's Friction Racing machine there. Antonides out front, and still a good buffer over Stuart Adcock. Currently still in 4th. Raymond Norris is going to be a tricky one to pass, Connery, as himself and Ward. Well, now there are extra buffers between the points gap.
Yes, and now Fahim really wants to break the toe here of Tom Ward, just like he did at Okayama. Once he broke free, he was off. So he just really needs to focus on hitting his marks, getting that gap up.
He certainly does, and one of the drivers expected to be faster today was Benny Simonson, at number 19 car, mired back in 13th place. Really not making up any ground at this stage. He is not in a good position. He started 15th, so he's made 2 spots, but the gap in front of him does seem to be widening to Ryan Walker there.
Yeah, he's not not had a very good qualifying either, but that again probably has to do with the times being so tight, and now he's way back in the pack on a track where it's not very easy to pass unless you get a good exit onto the straights, and he's going to have his work cut out for him, but I think eventually we'll see him up in the top 10 and maybe even up in the top 5 if we get a few casualties at the front.
Certainly will. We'll keep an eye on Antonides here as, well, William fall victim to Tom Ward running down towards turn number 4. Takes an early defensive line. Ward will pop out, we expect, and try to go around the outside like Antonides did. Oh, bit of a change of line there by Fahim. As Ward will get a good run in. He has the distances. Oh, Fahim makes a bit of a slide. Ward has the position back, and Norris will look to the inside as well.
Two cars up at the end of the straight in turn 4.
We do indeed. We'll keep an eye on that in just a second. We do. One of them is Nathan Davies. He had a moment there. We'll try and find out who that was with. That was with, I believe, 45 car there, Rob Marshall. Nathan Davies will get a replay for you. Oh, Davies goes right into the back of Marshall and jacks his wheels up like a wheelbarrow, and the pair of them go off into that sand trap we told you about. And well, that's not how you brake, Nathan. That's not how you brake. Antonides from there. We have a big cluster at the front of this field here as Antonides is in second, Ward's in first, but the car's getting very slippery in this weather. This hot weather, Connery. Big issue there as Antonides dives to the inside on the start-finish straight. He will be alongside for turn 1. We'll have the lead, we think, as it's now too wide. Nearly, it is too wide, too deep for the top 4.
Yeah, Adcock was really close to the back of Raymond there. He almost took him out, but he was good driving to save it. I think Tom Ward will have a look down the inside of Fahim here. There he is. He's down the inside, and he takes position. Ooh. Fahim will try to hold it on the outside.
Oh, Adcock sideways.
He saves it.
What a save by Stuart Adcock there in turn number 2. Loses spots, but he will hold on to that car here as it's too wide. Running down the back straight here towards turn 4. Antonides and Ward side by side, Linus.
Yeah, it's side by side going down to the corner. Antonides is on the outside again, but he's going to back him behind him. He doesn't want to make a mistake like he did last time, braking a bit too late.
Big pack of cars behind them here, led by Mark Turner there. As we have Brendan O'Brien and Mick Watson in front of them. Then it's Turner, Williams, Sharp, Walker, Simonson and Dodd. Big knot of cars here, Connery. You might have dropped back a little from your lead 3, but my God, this is a huge fight.
Yeah, it's a huge fight as Adcock. Oh, he gets in a bit of a situation. Oh, he's just close to the back of Mick Watson there.
It certainly is very tight here in this mid-pack. Keep an eye on these guys. Simonson looking to the inside. He will go. Oh, contact there for Simonson with, I believe that is the number 932 of Keith Sharp. Sharp not willing to give the spot up as he and Simonson tangle there. Neither car seeming too damaged at this time. That was really a little exciting for lap 5, Linus.
Yeah, it's he has to try to get up now, but a bit of a try to close the door a bit too much there, and that's a bit not too much to do this early in the race. When these guys battling as well, is letting even more cars close up to this battle. So if they keep this going throughout the race, I don't think everyone's
big
going to
check
make it
up
to
there.
the end.
Brendan O'Brien checking up there. Oh, and Simonson loses it as well nearly. He will lose a few spots back behind Ryan Walker in 10th. These guys are all sideways, Connery. The weather, of course, it's 86 degrees Fahrenheit and overcast. It's hot, but it's dark, so there's grip, but there's no grip. It's very tricky weather here for these guys, and it seems to be really catching everyone out. It's big moment there in turn 4. Your lead trio. That was Antonides, who was ahead of Ward. Ward locked up. No, Ward ran into the back of Antonides. Ward into the back of Antonides, sideways. Antonides
Mark
wiggling.
Turner is in the wall, and he's out.
Oh, big moment there. We'll try and get a
Turn
replay for that
5.
one as well, in fact, because that's a bit more exciting as he goes round. Turner loses the back end in turn 5 into the inside wall. Nothing he can do about that.
Got hit by Keith Sharp as well, I think, a little bit. No, Sharp avoided him.
These guys starting to get a little exciting, Connery. The back ends, these cars slipping a lot here. These cars do not have much grip.
Yeah, you can especially see it during the S's of 6, 7 and 8. The back end just swings out. You get that a lot in the Skippy anyway because of the lift oversteer, but not this much, not usually.
No, this is more like a Formula Drift Championship. Oh, big one in the final corner. Stuart Adcock with major problems there. We'll play this from a few corners back.
As well. 2 cars is
We'll just cover this one first, Linus, but it was an issue there with Stuart Adcock and Brendan O'Brien. Brendan O'Brien, I apologise. Brendan O'Brien's Australian. Brendan O'Brien goes inside of Adcock, and oh, contact with the two of them there. He ends up sideways. Adcock ends up with damage. Blow through the final corner as he gets on the grass, and big checkup around him as everyone tries to get past his limping car. As we look towards the end of the straight, they're 3 wide, and oh, it was a contact there with Brendan O'Brien, and I believe that's the driver of the 23 car. That is Adam Dodd. Wrap themselves around each other into the wall. Car's upside down. The loony time has begun. This is absolutely crazy, Connery.
Yeah, I think Brendan just went in a little bit too deep in that first instant and just collected the car on the outside. And on the straight there was just like no.
Oh, another crash for P number 4 coming off 10.6.
Oh, big crash. Big crash. Trying to get your replay of this one as we head through turn 5, not turn 4. And it's Mick Watson involved in that one. Benny Simonson runs into the back of Watson, slow off the exit of the corner, turns him around, collects the 16 car of Simon Maltby. I think that's also Chris Malcolm running off the track there with a light contact, and Brew will go, I think that's Paul Thurston. My god, this is absolutely crazy, Linus.
Yeah, we've lost some 4, 5, maybe even 6 good cars here within almost half a lap. This is going crazy. And we're not even halfway through the race.
No, this is unbelievable.
This is letting the top 3 pull away. They've now got a 9-second gap down to P number 4.
Well, that's if P number 4 had actually stayed as P number 4, not actually inherited it from, say, P12. With all the action we've had, Connery, so far. Guys who qualified right down the back of the grid here are at the front. Of course, P1, 2 and 3 are in a different order, but one's first, second and third. But P4 qualified 18th, P5 19th, 14th for 6th, 20th, 23, 22, 29. This is an inverse grid.
Yeah, those guys at the back were just aware and they were lucky to avoid the incidents that were happening in the mid-pack, and they got themselves good gains of positions. Yeah, Jamie Burns gained 19 positions during this race, and it's only on the 7th lap.
This is absolutely incredible racing we're seeing here. This weather condition is incredibly challenging for these drivers. At the front, of course, it's Fahim Antonides leading still from Tom Ward and Raymond Norris. Ward seemingly not able to catch up now to Antonides, who's led for a number of laps. Paul Thurston in P4 on his own there. 2 seconds clear of Adrian Bidewell in P5. Chris Malcolm in 6th. And Andrew Leach in 7th. 8th goes to Luke Ridgway, qualified 23rd. Matthew Jacobs and Jamie Bird, your top 10. Yeah, and Jamie Bird, of course, up 19 positions right now, Linus. He's just not put a foot wrong. Clean racing from that number 32 Club 100 machine. And it's paid off. He's just stayed out of trouble.
Yeah, he had a pretty good start, made up a few positions early, but then with all these people going off and people checking up for that, he's just managed to navigate through it properly and without any damage or contact or anything, and I think we'll see him climbing even more if he keeps...
Sorry, Linus, Raymond Norris has just gone through on Tom Ward for P2.
He has indeed, yes. Raymond Norris making the pass there in turn 2 in a very simple fashion, in fact. Alongside him, entering that corner, through he goes, no questions asked. Nice job there. Biggest advantage here though for Fahim Antonides, of course, Connery, is there's a lap car ahead of him. In fact, I believe that is the car of... I'm trying to work out who that is exactly we have there.
There's Keith Sharp.
Ahead of him, it is Keith Sharp providing a draft. Oh, Antonides. So this is actually giving him an advantage here. He's able to pull away a bit from the second and third place cars. But Watson, well, his car's not too damaged. He went down to pit road and got his quick repair. Though, whilst not as fast as Antonides in qualifying in outright pace, it's not a damaged car off pace here, so he is giving a good draft.
Yeah, what Fahim wants to do here is break the toe to the cars behind so he can really put in those good laps like we saw at Okayama, where he completely broke away and eventually won the race.
Certainly did. Not looking like he's breaking away just yet. But Antonides has a good gap. In fact, Tom Ward dropping back even further now. He's actually lost a second or two now to Antonides and Norris. This is not looking good for Tom Ward, your pole sitter, who's really dropped back. Mick Watson, the lap down car, is catching him. So problems there for the 09 car, who's now 2 seconds behind your lead pair. Incredible, Linus. This race has completely turned on its head.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of unusual names up near the front now because of all this, and it's very, very spread out as well now, as we don't have too many cars still running on the lead lap, but we still got a good battle up at the front. Well, maybe that's splitting up as well, so could be one of the calmest second halves of the season that we've seen. So we'll see what happens. But we got Tim Adcock. He's gotten back on track and he's up all the way to 14th again.
And yes, Tim Adcock still in the lead lap there after having an early incident. He's running well at the moment. Up in 14th place from 32nd on the grid, so didn't qualify. He's actually made a big improvement as well. Jonas van Verke ahead of him. He's a couple of seconds up the road. He's in 13th place. Qualified 13 places further down the grid. Although the drivers are different, having a good race now. We've got Andrew Leach and Chris Malcolm there battling for 6th and 7th on the racetrack. Number 83 and the number 25 car there fighting. As they're caught by the 80 of Luke Ridgway from behind Linus. Ridgway looking to make a pass here. Uncharted territory for him and the others. Just to break into a good position here.
Yeah, they've been fighting for a few laps now, but they're not making any moves on each other. They're just staying nose to tail pretty much. Malcolm has been looking a little bit, but no passes from what I've seen so far.
No passes yet, of course, as Chris Malcolm there following Leach through the final few corners of this lap into the carousel here. Mid-higher, it does seem like, Connery, every American racetrack we go to has some form of carousel. They must really like wooden horses.
Yeah, and of course, they're all, the name is inspired by the carousel at the Nordschleife, which is one of the more famous ones. So as we watch the battle between here, Andrew Leach and Chris Malcolm, looks like they're just sitting behind each other at the moment.
They certainly are not looking to pass just yet. All these drivers in very good positions as we are on now lap number 10. So 6 laps remaining here in this race as we oh, it's completely changed on its head. We've got 22 cars running out of 32, and here comes Matthew Jacobs, I believe that is.
Here comes Raymond of
No, it's not.
at the front.
It is.
Raymond through,
Norris
he's
at the
going to take the
outside.
outside. And you'll have the inside for the next corner, but Fahim Holder on the outside. Oh, they get close to really close to touching there, but I think Raymond Norris is through on Fahim Atanides.
I think he is indeed. Freemantides will have to succeed to second place as we have a new leader here at Mid-Ohio, and it's Raymond Norris in that 00 Club 100 machine. Good to see a Club 100 car right back at the front, Linus. It's been many seasons before we've seen that.
Yeah, it's good for them getting back into series and getting up to the front, and he could be a force to be reckoned with for the rest of this season and maybe next season if he decides to stay around. So for him, we'll have to watch his back.
Certainly could be. We'll keep an eye on Andrew Leach there and Chris Malcolm, Luke Ridgway there as they fight. I believe that's the number 6 car behind. No, it's the 5 car, Ryan Walker, 1 lap down, who's trying to pass these guys for position. We knew he was quicker. Oh, runs wide there in the carousel, not wanting to hit the back of Luke Ridgway. Clearly a faster car here, Connery, but just difficult to pass with such a train in front of him.
Yeah, what you gotta look to do is get into position during one of the braking points after a long straight, trying to maybe get it down the inside.
It'd certainly be the advantageous way to make the move as Ridgway trails Malcolm and Leach, who are all in the top 10. We're not sure what to do with it themselves, Linus. It's uncharted territory for these cars, and especially as we have a guy 14 spots up currently running in P4, Paul Thurston, having a great race.
Yeah, well, even though they're higher up in higher positions than they normally are, they're still racing amongst the same people, so they just get a treat to like
blown
get the race.
engine.
But
Sorry, we have a blown engine. It's a lap down car. That is, I believe, the car of Keith Sharp, who is following Tom Ward. Sharp has downshifted too soon in turn 4, blown an engine, spitting oil and smoke all over the track.
Yeah, that's a shame for Keith Sharp because he had a great result in Okayama and he just blown his engine there. I think it's something to do with the downshifts. So, yeah, that's just unlucky there.
Not a great idea that he's still driving along the track here as P4 Paul Thurston will come along in that 50 car, following behind the very smoky machine there of Sharp, the 932 car. Up front it's
that.
Norris. Well, we do indeed. It's Norris, Antonides and Tom Ward, who are still battling for that top 3, trying to find any time they can gain here. 18-19, Linus, you want to talk to us about that?
Well, it's Dean Wellington and Wayne Palmer. They've been at it a little bit for the last few laps, trying to make a move on Wellington. He's not gotten past him yet, but he keeps looking, and I think that could shape up to be a pretty good battle further back in the field to have a look at for the last couple of laps.
And it could. The artificial lawn Dakota UK machine of Wayne Palmer there having a great run as chasing there the 812 car of Dean Wallington, who, if I could find a sponsor on that one, it's the well, there are lots and lots of stickers on that car. You have lots of stickers, sir. It's Gingernet. That's real website I don't really want to think about. It's probably has connotations, but we'll leave that one alone as Raymond Norris still leading this race. Antonides in second. Ward has really dropped back now. He's 3 seconds behind your leaders, Connery. He's just really lost something here in his car.
Yeah, I think what he's thinking now is he can't really catch up back up to the top two, and he has a huge gap to Paul Thurston in fourth. So I think he's just thinking, bring the car home. I've got a good result in third here.
He certainly does. Third would be a reasonable result. Of course, Tom Ward not in the points. Antonides and, of course, the driver of Stuart Adcock are, but Adcock hasn't finished, Linus. Adcock's in the pits here, so how hard does Fahim Antonides want to fight Raymond Norris?
I don't know. I mean, obviously he wants to win, but at the same time, he knows that he can gain a lot of points here just by finishing second. But if we know Fahim from before, he's going to try and get that win. He's not going to take any stupid risks, but he's going to try.
Connery, are we going to see the very reserved and calculating Fahim Antonides who wants to stay in a safe spot, or are we going to see a crazy lunge?
You never know with Fahim Antonides. In his early days, he can be a bit aggressive. I don't know if we see a resurgence of that here. As Raymond gets a little bit loose off in the corner, again, that slipperiness of the track is just getting to these guys.
Certainly is. Challenging track conditions here today, and well, these track conditions have really changed the tempo we've expected, as so many incidents on track, from cars getting loose and sideways, Linus. This has really been the enemy of these drivers. They've just not been able to have the grip to race.
Yeah, they've been low grip and then a little bit too close to each other, so they've not really had the room to catch the cars like they want to, and that obviously ends up in them running into each other and causing crashes. But it's been exciting to watch either way, even though there's not that many cars left now running. So
looking back at the H3 car of Chris Malcolm there, he got past the 25 of Andrew Leach, and that trio, including Luke Ridgway in the 80 car, are catching Adrian Bidewell there, who qualified 19th. He's running in P5, so Malcolm, Leach or Ridgway could be looking at a top 5 if they could really play their cards right here, Connery. This could be a great finish for someone if Bidewell can't hold on.
Yeah, if they work together and draft out each other, they could catch Adrian Bidewell for that 5th spot. But then they'll start fighting over the 5th spot, so we really just don't know here.
Certainly could, and we have 2 laps remaining in this motor race here. 2 laps, and it's Raymond Norris leading after he took the lead from Fahim Antonides. He's not rescinded that spot. So good pace from Raymond Norris in that 00 Club 100 machine. From Ward, though, he's dropped back even more. 4.5 seconds now. That car is not happy in the slightest, Linus. Pace is gone. He's not particularly happy with where he is at the moment, so just plodding around for a finish.
yeah, trying his best to gain as many points as he can here, but obviously he's not got any chance to score any big points here, so he'll just do what he can and get it till the end.
Certainly does. As looking further back at your little fight we've got developing here, as Bidewell is caught by Malcolm, Leach and Ridgway. All of them heading down towards turn number 4 now. Soon they'll be within draft range here, Connery. Of course, Bidewell is about 2 seconds in front of Malcolm, but that's a gap they could make up if he makes a single mistake.
Yeah, they want to be within about 0.7, 0.8 to get the benefit of the draft and start slowly closing up.
Oh, looking back, actually, we have a 12 car. Bill Fraser just made the move down the 70 of Matthew Jacobs. He's got a good position through there. He'll break into the top 10. Oh, sorry, P9 actually this is now for Bill Fraser. As if he can secure the spot over the 70 car there. Linus Fraser, a little out of position, of course. He qualified poorly, but some fairly big moments to avoid. He's lost a lot of track position.
Yeah, he went off in one of those earlier incidents. Didn't get any damage, but he went off and lost a bit of time. But he's recovered and gotten into the top 10, and he's trying to make as many positions up as he can now. I don't think he'll get any further up than to P9 though, because he's got 7 or 8 seconds up to the next car, so he'll just try and hold on to this and stay away from Matthew Jacobs.
One fighter ready to keep an eye on here is the 00 in the 8 car. Antonides and Norris here. Antonides is as close as he's ever been here as we head on to, we are on the final lap now. Last lap of the motor race. 1 chance left for Antonides. 1 lap. This is it. He pulls up close behind Norris. In fact, he's going to look to the inside. Will Norris hang it around the outside? Will Antonides get the line through the corner? They're too wide through turn 4, and it could be either way. Outside line, he'll hold it for Antonides here, as he does just hold it. Norris on the outside now as they head through the following corners.
Oh, they
Oh,
touch.
sideways! Both of them off! No, they continue. Norris continues. Antonides is wounded, but he can continue. Ward has dropped back 4 more seconds, so we think Antonides can limp around the rest of this lap to finish, Linus, but this is what we talked about. Could he make an error and throw this all away?
Well, he just went in there a little too hot, got a bit sideways and slid into the side of Raymond, and he's just lucky that that car didn't flip over or hit the wall and that he can continue and make it to the line. But he's got a good gap down to Ward, so he doesn't need to push it and spin out here, but that could have been a lot worse, so he's just lucky that he can actually finish this race.
Imagine the elation that would have been for Tom Ward. He thought he was out of the race, and if they'd taken each other out...
Again.
Oh, he's on the grass. He has indeed. He is to rejoin now. He will still finish ahead of Tom Ward. A very wounded car there for Fahim Antonides. I'm sure he'll tell us more in his post-race interview, but that was more exciting than we expected. Tom Ward bringing it home in P3. Paul Thurston nearly caught him, though. Finishes a very close 4th, just missing out on a podium. Big block of cars come across the line then. It's Bidwell followed by Malcolm, followed by Leach and Ridgway. Don't change position there. Fraser managed to hold off Matthew Jacobs as the rest of your field come through to finish. Well, we're going to go to a quick commercial, then we'll come back and we'll go through the finishing grid of your race and hopefully get a chance to chat to some of the drivers. So stay tuned and we'll be with you in just a few moments' time. Welcome back to post-race coverage here on the Monday Night Skip Barber series here on Racebot TV and iRacing Live. Richard Wyford joined by Connery Maddock and Linus Brostrom here in the booth as well, we're going to get a chance to chat to the driver who came home second today, but also could very nearly have come home in 21st position, last car on the lead lap. Well, actually no, before we talk to him, we're going to go through your finishing results. Raymond Norris comes home with a win here today in first position. Fahim Antonides comes home second. Tom Ward in third. Paul Thurston in fourth. Adrian Bidwell rounds out your top 5. Chris Malcolm, Andrew Leach, Luke Ridgway, Bill Fraser and Matthew Jacobs are your top 10. The rest of those results up on your screen. Now we'll actually finally get around to talking to you, Fahim. Fahim, interesting race. Could well have been the win. Could so easily have been a DNF. What happened?
Well, it was very lucky because it could have ended in tears, and I apologize to Raymond for the contact. Well, you know, there's no shame in coming second to Raymond. I think he's got the second fastest time in the world on this track in the time trials, just behind Mikko Nasi, and he doesn't feature much in the official races or in the UK&I series or the 2K Cup. He's a rare sight, but when he's around, he's one of the quickest guys there is. So I'm very happy to come second to him. And insofar as the rest of the race, well, again, I got lucky because Tom Ward, we all know how quick Tom Ward is, but obviously he's not regularly running the Skip Barber series at the moment, so he's going to be rusty, and obviously that helped. And then of course the other thing that helped was Stu had a bad run today, Stu Adcock, and so all things considered, finishing second, is a result really. I got a tap during the race. I don't know if you saw from Tom, and that didn't. I don't think it caused any damage, but I never felt confident in the car. It just didn't feel the same, and that played on my mind trying to pass Raymond in that last lap, and I think that might have contributed to the slide and me hitting him sideways. So again, apologies for that.
Still a great result, and you do retake the championship lead after this race, Fahim, so congratulations on another podium, which seems to be a regular finishing spot for you in this series. Either finish in the podium or you don't finish, so it's looking good for the championship defence.
Yeah, well, the next race is at Nürburgring. I don't know that track. I have no idea what I'm going to do. I don't have the patience to do a 8-minute out lap to then try and do another 8-minute lap without crashing. So I think if anything, it's a chance for the others, especially Stu, to try and capitalize on that. And again, the other unlucky thing for Stu was that he got off from work very late, so he only joined the qualifying session in the last few minutes, which didn't help. So I don't know. I just got to watch myself at Nürburgring and play it safe.
Well, good luck next week for him, and hopefully we'll see you in a good result again.
Thank you very much, guys. Bye.
We're joined now by Paul Thurston, who came home today in P4. Although one more lap, Paul, that would have been a podium.
I'm not completely sure about that. Maybe if Tom had lost his engine or something, but I saw him spin there on the last one, and I got all excited. I was jumping up and down, but no, sadly he didn't make another mistake. I was just that bit far back.
Still a great result for you. Qualified 18th, finished 4th. A little bit of attrition today.
A little bit, yeah. And I was perfectly placed to watch most of it. It seemed to be just any time I was behind someone, they'd come together, slide nicely to the side, and let me drive past. So I don't claim any great racecraft from that one. It was just a case of staying on, really. I mean, just staying smooth. I am consistent, if nothing else.
Well, you came home with a very consistent 4th place today, and probably your best result of the season so far, I believe.
It's the best result I've had since I came back to the series, like sort of a year or two ago. I did win one back a long time ago, but that was a different world.
Awesome. Well, great result for you today, and hopefully one you'll take forward to Nürburgring.
I'm not bad there, actually. As long as I can stay on the track, I might. Hopefully, another top 10. That's what I aim for, basically.
Just finishing will probably mean a top 10. So good luck next week at the Nordschleife, the Green Hell.
Thanks, Rachel.
Finally, we're going to have a chat to Ryan Walker, who came home today, 1 lap down, first car, 1 lap down in 22nd. After an early incident, Ryan, not the race you wanted?
Yeah, that's the way it goes. But I had a decent start, and I was just basically settling down and letting the other guys in front of me battle away because I didn't want to get caught up in it. And then I think it was Stuart Adcock and Keith Sharp that got caught up with each other and the twisty section. So I went to go around Keith, and for some reason Keith just didn't use his mirrors and just turned into me. And I guess Stevie Wonder was at the wheel.
Well, you've heard of blind apexes, but not blind race car drivers. Unfortunate for you, but the Nordschleife, does it fill you with fear, or does it fill you with confidence of a good result?
We'll just see how it goes. I mean, if that track for this week, or next week rather, is just basically the aim is just to finish and score some points and not worry about being quick. Just let other people make the mistakes, and if they do, just try and pick up on that. But yeah, see how it goes.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us, Ryan, and hopefully we'll have a good race next time out.
Hopefully.
Linus, Connery, final thoughts. Linus, we'll start with you.
A lot of crashing, a lot more than we're actually used to, but that's probably due to the weather a bit as well, and then the nature of the track as well. But it was very, very exciting, and still had some good battles, and very congratulations to Raymond Norris on his first win in the series as well. Going to be interesting to see what he can do in the future.
It certainly will be. And Connery, we knew we were in for an exciting race when we saw the weather conditions, but did we even imagine it could be this?
I don't think anyone could have called this before the start of the race. it was absolutely crazy throughout the field. Incidents, spins, just passing for position, everything. And in the end, we got someone who beat Fahim Antonides, which is no small feat.
He certainly did, and well, speaking of beating Fahim Antonides, that could well be the job of the track next week, as we will head to Germany's infamous Green Hell, Nürburgring Nordschleife, for round number 10 of this season of the UK&I Skip Barber Racing School Series. It's been another exciting race week here on RaceSpot TV and iRacing Live. I've been Rachel Whitefoot. I've been joined by Linus Bergstrom and Connery Maddock. As always, the one, the only Hugo Luis. Thanks for joining me. See you next week.